Hello, and welcome to a book or two to review. Well, this must be 13. 12A for those who are that way inclined. And, well, it's a rather interesting book to talk about. Images of Armoured Warfare and the Fall of France 1940. So it's one of the ones I get sent to me because I like engineering history and tanks. But I'm not quite sure why these Dutch guards standing in waders in the middle of the river or canal, whatever they're in, has made it into this book. It's a cool photo, but there's not much armoured warfare going on there. I thought when I first looked at it, they must be standing there because a tank stuck in the water. Nope, they're not. And yes, if you didn't count it, the outside is a Dutch military band on bicycles. This is armoured warfare, and it's images. Again, there are entire pages which have no images on, which is not unusual in these books. They do have a lot of detail in. So those people could go, they're just photo books, they're just picture books. They're not. They are full of information. And they do have pictures which do make sense. These ones. Tank photos. Or, well, self-propelled gun photos in case of one. And let's be honest, a French B1 bis. It was trying. It was really trying. There is a ferry battle on the German Guard. And there is a county class cruiser watching over as the first armoured brigade are delivered to Alexandria. First armoured division are delivered to Alexandria. Good old Matilda. My favourite. Now, when this goes out, let's see. It'll be Tuesday the 28th. Yes, Wednesday the 28th. Wednesday the 28th because they go out on Wednesday. Same day as Biltrons goes out. And I will hopefully be going to look at a Matilda in Duxford on the 8th of August. So, that's fun for me coming up. Trip to Duxford. The more often forgotten line. The fact is there is a Siegfried line and a Maginot line. There are two lines of fortifications looking at each other. Both sides invested heavily in bunkers and fortifications and as you know, recently I was walking around Jersey and looking at the fortifications there. And they were beautifully well sited, but there was part of me just sitting there thinking they are just a waste of concrete in some respects because they don't move. Also because of the logistics of it, really. I think if they had a more homogenized weaponry setup, I'd have probably been more appreciative of them gone, sensible. Also, probably more a case if the guns could sort of dock down, so just the general air attack couldn't attack them out. There were some of the mortar positions like that, which were really quite cool. Could fire from cover. Some of the mortar positions didn't look like they could fire from cover. Right, so this is a light artillery tractor, but I think really it's the ideal personal vehicle. It's a tank for one person. You know, it's what you need. It's your option to buy instead of a motorcycle. And let's be honest, we all want this little Belgian tank. It's only 2.4 meters long and designed to tow a 47mm anti-tank gun. 300 were supplied by Britain or built in Belgium. They're cute. Come on. The mighty Stucker. What you always have to remember, though, is that this war is fought mostly by these things. We talk about the German Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs, which make up a lot of the invasion forces, but really it's the half-tracks and lorries which matter, and Germany never really has enough of them. These ones are mainly being used to tow artillery on self-propelled gun carriages, but they are always short of vehicles. They're always short of logistical vehicles. Germany's just always short of vehicles, really. Some lovely pictures in here, and there is a link down below to go find it. Oh, the Mark VI light tank series. Ooh. I had family who were trying to use those at one point. And no, I do not know how someone from the Royal Navy, an officer no less, managed to end up at one point in northern France in a tankette. I have no idea. There are various theories, but they never explain themselves, and unfortunately they are now gone from this world. But they did. And I will end up doing a lot of research to try and figure it out at some point, but I so far haven't been able to find even what unit they might have been in France with originally. We just have a picture of them in France. That, by the way, if you didn't realize what the sound was thunder. The joy of working on a hot day in the UK. Very soon, sunlight turns into absolute pouring rain. And here are the Charles de Gaulle cavalry tanks. The French and the British do have lots of tanks. It's their use of them, or rather, specifically, the French use of them, and the way they're deployed, which causes a lot of problems on the French communication systems. And the British are trying to do the best they can, but the British aren't that amazing. But they are the fully motorized, mechanized army, the only one in the world at that point, and they're trying their very best to get everything to work. And then you have the Germans coming in, and the Germans... Let's see. How do I describe the Germans in World War II? They aren't strategic superstars. They are not the best generals since sliced bread. And reading this book and looking for his pictures is not going to give you that opinion. But they are capable. They are well trained and well drilled. And the thing is, yes, they don't do greatness, but they don't make a lot of mistakes either. And they have some very competent staff officers when they allow them to work. The trouble is those staff officers seem to be few and far between, and you end up with commanders like Rommel who think logistics is something that happens to other people. But that's for a war in another battlefield in another part of the war. Not this one. This is a good book. It's a fun book to read. It's cool. And this is going to be a 10-minute one. Goodness gracious me. A 10-minute review. Who'd ever thought I managed it? Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and if you like, please like, maybe share, subscribe. Maybe go down the bottom to the link, which will take you to buy the book, and give me a couple pennies if you like it. Take care.